Hey guys, it's Karina with Karina Loves to Plan. Welcome back to my channel. So there were a couple of things that I wanted to share today. One, my Hobonichi cousin Avec flip through of July through to December, but also just a quick glimpse into journaling every single day in this A6 5-year journal, and maybe give you some tips for journaling and how to make that a habit. Let's get started. So I journaled every single day of 2022. Yes, there were a couple of days where I actually had to go back and backfill, but there isn't a single day in my A6 or a single day in my cousin that is without words, basically. So I just wanted to do a quick flip through of this, and while I'm flipping through this, and I'll intersperse some tips and how I've made this process work for me. So firstly, this cover is from Hobonichi. It's the Mina Perhonen Anemone cover, and I'm not sure if Hobonichi are still selling it, if this was a limited edition. I bought this from Fiden Pens in Canada, and they are completely sold out. So first here, really just a quick, I love putting, I feel like these are the yes, they're the affirmations from the Coffee Monsters Co. And I felt like they were so suitable for the front of my planner. And then just a little sticker there from Let's Plan It. Very simple calendar. This is the habit tracker that I was not very successful in using come to the last quarter of the year. And that's something I am trying to work on. And then we have my monthly spread. So there is July using my shells collection. And this is what I use for social media as well as pre-planning. Then August, we have my corals collection. It feels very empty in here, but it is actually full of information. I have all of the stickers or decorations that I planned on using for the week. Then I have all of my Instagram and YouTube organized this way. I have Henry's activities pre-planned and when our vacation is. So it really is a very full multifunctional spread. September, I used my sunflower collection, and it is so bright and happy. October, I used my pumpkins collection. These were so fun to make. So fun. And then in November, I used my books collection. I love that the book was better. It's so fun flipping through this. And then December, I used a mix of the Green Christmas and Red Christmas collection, and I really like how that turned out. But as you can see, the way that I used this in terms of when I'm posting videos and things like that, it is very fluid. And if I make a mistake, I will use whiteout or scratch things out. This really is very, very functional for me. And then January, which I didn't use. And then the first week of, actually this is the last week of June and into Canada Day, where I used stickers from JoJo's Pretty Paper Shop. I apologize ahead of time if I don't remember every single kit, or I'm gonna try to remember every single shop that I did use. And as you can see, I used this area for sleep, my workouts, and down here for my meals. Really pretty. And then I used my butterfly collection, and that was the week we went away to Jasper. I love that. And these are the florals from According to Allie. I think these are her, no, this was, oh, what was the name of the collection? But it had to do with Moana, if I can say that. But yes, it was one of the Disney collections that I say Disney. Then we have a collection here from Let's Plan It. I really like the different colors. And when I use stickers from Let's Plan It, I don't purchase a kit. I actually just buy the supplement stickers and the deco stickers and make it work for, that's Lucy. And I purchased the daily kit, but I don't purchase the weekly kit or the Hobonichi Weeks kit. And then another one, I think these were actually leftover stickers from the year before, and like the stickers up here, the date stickers, are leftover stickers from a Let's Plan It kit. But then I also used a stickers from JoJo's Pretty Paper Shop. And then here I used alcohol ink from According to Allie, as well as her Summer Birds. And here I used my Cottonwoods collection. I really loved that. And the ink that I used here was Sailor Yurameku Kitsune Biore. One of the things that I found really helpful when it came to journaling was also using my weekly spread as a memory planner. So keeping track of things that we did, like I'll flip back to when we went on vacation. When did we go on vacation? Here, even when we went on vacation, I wrote down everything that we did so that it was easier for me to journal about it in my daily spread should I skip 1 or 2 days. So this was doing double duty for me as a memory keeper, but also planning things out and pre-planning things. So that's one of my tips really, is using the weekly spread to help fill out my daily journaling spread. And then another kit from JoJo's Pretty Paper Shop. Her stickers are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And JoJo herself is just an amazing person. And then another kit from Let's Planet. I cannot remember the name of these stickers, I apologize, but this was the week that we were leaving to go to Florida on our cruise. So I just wanted something calm and serene and love it. So I remember the ink, it was Herbon Vert Gris, and it was in my Pelican 140, and using that pen as well, like Flight Delayed. This is a really great example of how I keep track of what I've done in the day and how I'm going to use that to help me journal in the daily spreads. And then another kit from Let's Planet with some flowers from the Happy Planner, and you can see that it's like point by point what we did each day, and I really like that. I didn't do any meal planning or meal tracking while we were away, because I mean, I am not gonna track all of the fish tacos and chicken tacos and all of that I ate while I was away, and the lobster. Yep. And then these are stickers from According to Allie, along with her washi. Super bright and fun, and I wanted something super bright and fun for the week that we came back from vacation and had to go back to work and school. And then these are my fall stickers from my shop, and I really love the way that this turned out. Very, very pretty. And these as well, like these are stickers actually from the Happy Planner. I can't remember what sticker book, but I love the color palette of this. It's very, very fall inspired. And the way that I use my planner as well, if there are some empty spaces for work, then I will actually just put a cute emoji in there to kind of help fill up the space. But most of it I will fill in with what I did. I don't put work tasks in here unless they are something that really stands out, because my work planner is my Hobonichi weeks. Then some more stickers from According to Allie and her washi as well. This was the weekend that I went to Toronto for the Planners Gonna Plan conference. So you can see I'm just, bullet pointing everything that happened to make it easier for me to journal. So basically, going back to that, it was easier for me to write down every little thing that happened here so that I could come back to it and be like, oh, now I remember what happened that day. Because I think for a lot of us, we don't know what to write. We don't know what to write. I start with writing about how my day actually went. Even if to some people it looks boring, if I go back and read what I did, it'll be easier for me as well to remember how I felt about what I did. And that really is what my daily journal is about. This spread, I'm using the spooky florals from my, was it October? It was the October collection. And I love that. New pen day. Those are the perfect emojis for this. But really, I love using the planner for pre-planning things, but also to look back and be like, I remember that day. And it's just a quick glimpse into life. And then here I'm using some more, I think it's autumn florals from According to Allie. I really love this color palette. Then, like here, for example, I had a chat with my sister. I don't go into a lot of detail. I just say that I had a chat with my sister, but in my daily journal, I go into a lot more detail. And then here are stickers from Faded Chronicle. This was my first ever kit from Faded Chronicle, and I really loved it. And this was also the weekend that my sister and I went away to Kelowna for a girls' weekend. And then stickers from Rachel B. Planning. These were stickers that I got from Planners Gonna Plan conference. Love that. And then some more Halloween stickers from According to Allie. These were so fun to use. Like, Allie is amazingly talented. I love how that looks like fabric. Love that. I hear again, just another example. Frustrated with people. I won't go into a lot of detail in my weekly spread, but I'll know that there is something written in my daily that goes into a lot more detail. And then some more stickers here from Faded Chronicle. And these are my Pine Trees collection. I really loved this color palette. Really, really pretty. And then stickers from JoJo's Pretty Paper Shop. These were adorable and so fun to use. You can tell I started going into Christmas already. So you have 2 different sticker kits here from According to Allie. This was her Kitschmas, Merry Kitschmas, and then this was her Holiday Blooms, I believe it was. And then I have here my Snow Globe collection, which, yes, came out in December, and then yes, it was minus 32 Celsius. And then I used stickers from Create with Mandy, and really like that it's not your typical Christmas colors. And then the ink that I used here was Diamond Shimmertastic Enchanted Ocean. Like, look at the shimmer. And then here I use stickers from According to Allie for the week into Christmas, and it doesn't look like typical Christmas colors, but I love this collection. It's her modern Christmas collection, and I love it. And then lastly, stickers again from Faded Chronicle. I know it's already after Christmas, it's the week before Christmas and New Year, but I really loved all of her deco, and I just went crazy with all of the deco up at the top. I didn't use any washi. It's just a fun spread. Then on the next page, the way that I organize my daily spreads is really putting a to-do list and then putting clusters of decoration and then adding photos where I can. So I'm just going to do a quick flip through of all the daily spreads. I love adding photos, and that's where a lot of the chunkiness of my cousin comes from, is the photos in here. I don't add photos every day, but I add it where I feel like I have a photo for it. And I like that because then I'm not pressured to take a photo every day. If I take a photo and it works, then I'll put it in here. And I also did a little bit of stamping as well. But really, I try to keep the decoration simple. I do have a few videos on how I decorated my journals and how I filled them in each day. So go ahead and check those out. But really, when it comes to my journal, I really try and make the time to either sit with it at night at the end of the day, spend 15 to 30 minutes filling out my day. I also, first thing in the morning, fill out my to-do list. If I don't fill anything else out, at least I've done my to-do list. This is another kit from Let's Planet. Oh, that's me wall climbing. But the thing with this is that, you know, start off with a to-do list so that I already know what I'm going to check off. And the thing with me is that I make time throughout the day to do this. I'm very lucky that I do work from home so that my journal is with me pretty much all the time, open on my desk. So I can basically, whenever I feel the urge to write something, just go and sit at my desk and write, even if it's a couple of lines. So don't be intimidated about the size of the cousin. If all you want to do is write a couple of lines, start there. You don't have to write a huge essay like I do. If you just write a couple of lines a day, start with that. That's where something like this would be really, really handy, and I'll go into this after. So then there is August, using the Corals collection with my currently inked, what I've read, and then a sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. And some more stickers. So I really like being able to experiment with different stickers and different inks and different clusters. But the decoration at the end of the day is really simple because I want the focus to be on how much space I have to write and then pictures that I want to add to it. But when it comes to journaling, I find it such a method of self-care for me. And it's almost like, for anybody who is familiar with Harry Potter, it's like a pensieve for me. It is a way for me to get all of my thoughts and feelings down on paper so that I am not brewing over them at night. Like here, I've got a packing list for our trip because I was so anxious in the days leading up to our big cruise. So I needed to just have it written down somewhere, and being able to write it down is like a huge weight off my shoulders. Big picture with my family. And another picture of us as well. Yeah, I love looking back on this, love looking back on the decoration. And this journal is mainly for me. I mean, I know there might be some people who pause and stop to read this. Fine, go ahead. It is mostly private, but I am sharing with you how I decorate and how I fill it out, because I feel like there's a lot of people who ask, how do you keep up with this? How do you keep up with writing that much every single day? And I will be honest, there are some days where I don't want to look at my journal, really don't want to look at it. And that normally happens when I'm stressed and when I'm busy. So I let myself have a day or two where I'm like, let's not journal. But the one thing that I make sure I do is fill out the weekly spread of what I did that day. So at least I have a reference point. And whoop, there we go. And then I do tell myself, if I'm getting so stressed, I do need to sit down and actually take the time to fill out my journal. And that really helps to ground me and help ease some of that stress and help ease some of that anxiety. So I don't go more than 2 or 3 days without journaling. If I really need a break from it, I will allow myself that. But I also know that it will stress me out more if I don't come back to it and don't fill it out. So then there is October with pumpkins from According to Allie, which are amazing. And then even putting like pictures of when I got my nails done, a pen from the Angel Shop, which I love, and then Lucy. One of the things with creating the habit of journaling every day is just trying to really fit it in where you can. If it becomes something that is a chore, or it feels like a job, or it feels like work, you're not going to want to do it. So find time in the day where it is most convenient for you, most relaxing for you, and make it a whole experience to be able to sit down and journal. One of the things that also keeps me interested in journaling is using different stickers and using different inks and including things from trips. Like this is a sticker that we got from our hotel, and including little pictures. Like the pictures I have are printed on my Canon Selfie, and I actually put them in an app called PicStitch app, so it creates smaller collages that print off as a 4x6 picture. So trying different stickers, using different inks, those are things that really keep me interested in journaling, because for me, it's about the whole writing experience. It's about the pen I use, the ink that I use, the paper, like the Tomoe River paper is amazing. The stickers I'm using, the photos I'm putting in here, all of those things together make up the journaling experience for me. It sounds very nerdy, but it is very, very true. For me, I love, and also being able to look back and seeing every single page filled out here. Like here, this is just a picture of all the snow that we got the night before. We had no snow, and then suddenly a big dump. Ugh. Lots of really cute pictures or stickers from According to Allie, pictures of wine night. And then I was trying to do something different with sticky notes and stamps. So I tried to, while still staying the same to the layout, do different things every week to keep my interest going. If I get bored, I'm not going to want to do this. If it feels like work, I'm not going to want to do this. If it feels like a chore, I'm not going to want to do this. So I try to find things that keep me interested, that keep me wanting to do this, that keep me happy doing this. So this is, I think we're in November now. And this one is a note from Cecilia when she sent me all those beautiful inks. So there's people who just do pen in this, pen and highlighter, or a little bit of washi. That is absolutely fine. You don't have to decorate like I do. And then there's some people who put everything in here and barely any writing. only do what you feel comfortable doing. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. Don't compare your journal to anyone else's. You do you. You do what your comfort level is. I bought that pen. I remember that was the day I bought that pen. And then here, using my cursive italic nib with cursive. Oh, and then all those orders. But there's also something to be said about being able to flip through and know what pens I used. That cute little picture of Lucy, you know, picture of Henry. I am a big fan of being able to flip through this and see all of the memories. I may not read through everything right away, and sometimes when I read through it, I'm like, oh, I don't remember that happening. I'm glad I wrote it down. Oh, missed a page. But for me, journaling is a bit of memory planning. And I went through a stage once where I was memory planning and having to take pictures every day, and I found that exhausting. So I stopped. But this for me is the perfect balance of journaling, memory keeping, memory planning. This is the perfect combination for me. And this is something that I've turned into not just a habit, but a behavior that I think I will have for the long term. Oh, I love that. So cute. All of our pajamas. The book I finished reading. My monitor stand. Henry at the dentist. Yeah, so that is, I mean, I didn't really use the pages in the back. So that is a flip through of my Hobonichi Cousin Avec for July through to December. But let me show you quickly the Hobonichi A6. So we are already on January 6th. So I've already started filling out some of the pages here. Let me zoom in. Firstly, I love the size of the A6 for the 5-year journaling because there is no pressure to write everything. And yes, there are some things that I write both in here and both in my daily journal. But this one, the main purpose of this one is for me to document what my family and I have done. And it could be little things like we watched Forrest Gump or we had Sam walk for dinner. But I also document the weather and one thing I'm grateful for. And already going into the 2nd year, it's so fun being able to look back and see what happened that day. So just a few lines a day is all you need. Some people use this 5-year journal to document what their kids say, and some people don't write in it every day, and that's okay too. If that's what works for you, then that's what works for you. For me, I love already coming back in here and filling it out and seeing that the previous year was filled out, and it motivates me to keep it going. So for this one, yeah, let's flip through every single page. We could be here for a while. But here I added a little bit of washi. I don't add a lot of extra decoration to this journal. This one is basically just pen. And this one, there are a couple days that I miss where I forgot to write in the weather, but I'm not bothered too much by that, you know. But basically every day in this journal is filled out. Ooh, a sticker. And then every month I use a different pen and a different ink, again, to keep me interested in this practice. You know, by having a different pen and a different ink, but also my type of personality, I need to write down the weather every day. I need to write down what I'm grateful for every day. And that gratitude practice was something I had already done before in my Happy Planner, but now I've transferred it to here. And what I hope to achieve with this particular 5-year journal is for my husband and I and my kids to be able to look back on this and see how the kids have grown and the things that have changed over the 5 years. And oh, the 29th, that's my husband's birthday. New pen and ink combination, but it really is nostalgia. It's about the memories. And again, like a pensive, it's allowing me to write down everything that's going on in my brain so that I don't have to keep it in my brain anymore. It's in here. Ooh, new inks that I got. And it did, you know, shadow a bit and bleed through. but then it's gonna be so fun being able to write every day, although writing at the bottom here might be a bit of a challenge. And then there's no space for weather. Oh, I just saw that. How am I gonna do that? That is a 2026 problem. Maybe I'll have to, I don't know. I'll figure it out. But man, unless I just write something really tiny and then do it all here. Again, 2026 problem. But I was a little bit intimidated by this at first because, you know, I already journal. Do I need to add to that? Ooh, new ink. And at first it felt like a bit much, but after a few weeks and then a few months, it became something of a habit, and then it became a behavior. Yes, there were a couple days where I didn't journal, but I didn't go more than 2 or 3 days without going back and filling it out. I know not everybody wants to fill this out every single day. That pressure is a lot for some people, and that is okay. If you don't want to fill this out daily, don't fill this out daily. I see some people who fill out a new ink in here daily. They do a different drawing every day. So do what works for you. I did include some drawings in here, trying to use up my pen. That's another thing with journaling, is that it is a way for you to use your pens, but also use your inks. Doing a different ink every month, a different pen every month, and you really get to know a pen, get to know an ink, get to know that combination, and see what works for you. I mentioned a whole bunch of tips here and I can't remember them all. This is a little bit of my ADHD brain. Oh, I love that. And then different nibs as well. This was the Pelikan 140 with Rohr and Kleiner Alt Goldgrün, and it had this beautiful has this beautiful flexi nib. Smudge. So it really was not just a memory keeper of what happened in our day-to-day life. It was also, or it is also, a journey into what inks and pens I've used and how I like them. And I'll show you how I documented that at the end. Get new ink. I know I'm going through this fast, but there's a few that we have to go through. But it's really one that I want my husband and kids to be able to read, but also the practice of gratitude. Ooh, I forgot one. There are days where I will forget, like there. And I know some people who have quite a few blank pages. The blank pages themselves, though, are a memory. Some people will read the day before a blank page and know what was coming. A new pen and a new nib, new ink, and the weather. You can see how the weather changes. So a blank page doesn't always mean no memories. A blank page could mean that that particular person just didn't have the heart to be able to write down what they were feeling, or they weren't able to articulate what they were thinking or feeling. And that's a memory too. So, flipping through. C-Day. Ooh, Busy at the Gym. Nassau. And then a new ink. This was Diamine Writer's Blood in my Pilot Kakuno. And that was the only pen that leaked when we traveled. Of all the pens, I brought, how many pens did I bring? Like 5 pens on our cruise. And that was the only one that leaked. And I was not happy. And look, there was a little bit of a difference in the ink there as well. So I wonder what happened to that. Productive Day. See this one, I didn't come back and finish that. And that's okay. Ooh. Smudge. And then a different ink altogether. So I really, and you could see how the ink also changes over time, becomes more saturated. Didn't finish writing in there either, and that's okay. But that's what I also have my Hobonichi Cousin daily journaling for, is that while I wasn't able to completely fill this out, I used a sticker to white that out. Why did I white that out? Because I wrote it on the wrong day, is what happened. Yeah, so just flipping through. Beautiful weather, but see how the ink changes. It became a lot more saturated. Love that. It's getting harder to flip now. And then you come into November, where I used Ferris wheel press steeped umber. I really like that. And this was with the Narwhal Nautilus pen. And I forgot to write one thing I'm grateful for down there too. And the temperature, like how it changes. That to me is interesting. Some people put like the moon phase. You can put whatever you want in here. You don't have to follow the format that I put in here. So satisfying to see this. And then lastly, December, where I used my Ranga Zayanti pen with an architect nib. And that was such a fun pen to use. Love that nib. I'm going to. It's harder to turn now because I've been flipping for how many pages? I put a new pen in there. I'm going to just show you quickly how it's getting harder to flip now that I'm at the end here. Okay. And then at the very back, you have a place that you can write something from each year. And what I've decided to do here is write down the month, what pen and ink combination I used, and what I thought. So that is my A6 5-year journal. So there's a flip through of my Hobonichi Cousin Avec from July through to December, as well as a flip through of my A6 5-year journal, along with a few of my tips for making journaling a habit. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I love talking about this stuff, pens, journaling, and I love the conversations that we can have down in the comments below. Thanks again so much for watching, and have yourselves a great day.